Board of Commissioners, and all those who are willing and able, please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag of our country. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Grant us, O Lord, light to our understanding, prudence in our investigating, foresight in our planning, sincerity in our deliberating, the grace to follow truth in our judgment. Help us to be moved in our decision, neither by fear nor by self-interest, and to do our work faithfully. May we respect the authority vested in us, for thou art the source of all authority, and may we use our directives for the common good, and for thy honor and glory. Amen. Amen. Thank you all. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Tyler.
Here.
Commissioner Regovich.
Here.
Commissioner Hammercheck.
Here. And if I may, welcome Commissioner Regovich, recently elected and now taking office after proper certification and whatnot. If you want to go into some more detail and explain the lovely statutory hoops you've had to jump through, and Commissioner Plechnik will be back at the beginning of the year.
That is true. I'm actually honored, and it's a privilege to be here. It took about a year of campaigning, but after the election, you have to wait 10 days in order to certify the election. Then you have to wait another 5 days after it's certified in case there's any challenge to the election. That all happened this morning with the great work of the people here in the county and the Board of Elections and Jason and his team. So I'm happy and honored to be here. Glad my family and friends are here to see my first meeting.
Very good. Commissioner Tyler, anything you want to add, sir?
Yeah, a few things. Rich, congratulations. Glad to have you up here. Your past experiences as councilman and then as the mayor will certainly help in your transition to commissioner. Looking forward to working with you. Much success. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Very good. All right, and with that, we have before us the meeting minutes of the regular meetings of September 22, 2022, September 29, 2022, October 6, 2022, November 10, 2022, and November 17, 2022. Do I have a motion to approve same, waiving the reading thereof?
So moved.
Second.
And discussion. None being heard. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Tyler.
Yes.
Commissioner Regovich.
Yes.
Commissioner Hammercheck.
Yes. All right, this brings us now to our first public comment portion. We do have some guests with us here. Council on Aging, Joey Tomsick. I believe this is your 50th anniversary here. Got anything you want to add or say, or?
Sure. We are excited to be here this morning for over 50 extraordinary years. Everything that we've done at Lake County Council on Aging has been driven by our passion to provide aging adults with services and opportunities that help them achieve an optimal, self-defined quality of life. Since 1972, Lake County has put its trust in the Lake County Council on Aging to be the best resource for seniors. And we embrace that responsibility with great honor. So too, we are profoundly grateful for the remarkable support that we've received through our donors, corporate partners, this Board of Commissioners, the Western Reserve Area Agency on Aging, and of course the voters of Lake County who have continued to show how important it is to support our seniors. Just with the passage of Issue 5 so very recently, the Senior Services Levy, with an overwhelming almost 75% of approval on that issue. Each and every day, our staff and volunteers and our board members are having a positive impact on older adults in Lake County with their unwavering commitment to our mission and the community we serve. Together, we're doing great things in so many ways. And I'm very fortunate to work with an incredible and resilient staff, all of our volunteers, of course. Our staff, though, so often have their hands full. And representing our staff today, also I brought with me Danielle Phillips, who is Director of our in-home services, and that is our little presentation. We just wanted to say happy anniversary to the Lake County Council on Aging this morning.
Very good.
Joey, before you leave, it's always great to see you.
Yes.
We have something for you. And if I may read this. Celebrating the 50th anniversary of Lake County Council on Aging. Whereas this recognition is presented to commemorate the 50th anniversary of Lake County Council on Aging. Lake County Council on Aging is located at 8520 East Avenue in Mentor. It has withstood the test of time and grown continually since 1972 by providing aging adults and their support system with services and opportunities that enable them to achieve an optimal, self-defined quality of life. And whereas Lake County Council on Aging is a nonprofit organization dedicated to serving the needs of older adults, people with disabilities, their families, and caregivers. They provide a range of community-based services that can promote choice and help people remain in their homes for as long as possible. Now, therefore, we, the Board of Commissioners, in and for Lake County, Ohio, commends Lake County Council on Aging for 50 years of dedication, where they have remained committed to their mission, vision, and values, and have established themselves as a trusted resource for older adults in our community. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Great honor that we received this today.
It's not official until.
Okay.
You know, just because JP's not here, we still got that camera.
Okay.
He set a very high standard for us. Danielle?
Here we go.
You guys.
All right.
In the middle.
Perfect. All right.
Be better there.
Danielle, there you go.
Sorry. Okay, 1, 2. Thank you.
All right.
First one's
I know. First and last.
There's going to be a lot of firsts.
Okay, we also have in attendance Pastor Evan Nunley from Lifeline Church. Recently, Lifeline did a time of prayer for elected officials, and boy, if ever there was a time when we needed that, it is now. But Pastor Nunley, would you mind coming up and perhaps launch Commissioner Regovich off with a proper prayer?
Yeah.
Thank you.
That is so correct for what you gentlemen do, Commissioner Tyler and
good to see you.
Commissioner Hammercheck and Mr. Regovich. It was, we do believe in the church that we need to support our public servants. Some people don't like the word politician, but what you have done in the private world is one thing, but sometimes it can get extremely tough on family, especially in that. So I want to just ask the Lord to guard and protect you today. James, the first chapter, verse 5 says, "If anyone lacks wisdom, let him ask of God, who gives without finding fault." And I know that there will be many times when there will be questions and situations that will be over maybe what mankind and human being know, but may you give Rich a sense of your wisdom, a sense of godly wisdom as he endeavors to serve Lake County, I pray in Jesus' name. Amen. Thank you, Rich.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a journey. We've had to call you Mr. Mayor, then Commissioner-elect. Now it's official, we can say Commissioner. All these different hats you have to wear, so be careful. Your neck might be a little sore here.
That's okay. I know a lot of my friends back there called me worse, so.
Oh, that's right. You're down the peanut gallery back there, say?
Hey, John, you're going to have to watch yourself. You're surrounded by 2 mirrors now.
Oh, my. Do you mind, Pastor Nally, you want to do another? Okay, so in our first public comment portion, that's, I believe, the last of our special guests. Do we have anyone wishing to address the board in our first public comment? Do we have anyone at all wishing to address? Anyone else wishing to address? Mayor Morley. That would be the peanut gallery. This would be the pregnant pause as he walks out.
I
I promised his mom I'd be nice
Welcome.
today.
Oh, yes, yes. Rich's mom is here, so yes.
Mayor Dennis Morley, City of Eastlake, and also the president of the mayors and managers for Lake County. As you know, Rich and I are very close friends, and I'm here to congratulate you. From myself, from the City of Eastlake, from the mayors and managers. We had mayors and managers meeting yesterday. We discussed this yesterday. Also talked about Mark Tyler and what he's done since he's been in office, handling until John takes back office in January. And we're looking forward to working with Rich in the future, as we've had with the rest of the commissioners, as the city, and as our group for the mayors and managers. As we've talked about before with the mayors and managers group, we've really become a strong group over the last several years since COVID, and we plan on continuing that as long as I stay president, which from what I gather might be the rest of my life. But yeah, you know, Rich is a great guy, has very good integrity. And again, I promised your mom I'd be nice, so I'm gonna honor that. So congratulations. We look forward to working with you. See?
Thank you.
I'm nice. They'll say I'm mean.
Excuse my stepping away there. You always go to your clerk when you want to make sure that the agenda has everything on it that needs to be there. So, with that being said, do we have anyone else wishing to address the board at this time? Sir. A familiar face. Welcome, sir.
John Plechnik, 2890 Bishop Road, Willoughby Hills. I'm here first and foremost to say congratulations in the most sincere way to our newest commissioner, Rich Regovich. I know firsthand you didn't have an easy path to get here. You worked hard, you had an enormous amount of support from the community, and you brought people together to really believe in Lake County. I know that that is going to serve you well over the next 2, 4, 20 years because you have a strong foundation to build great things. You've said yourself, Lake County is the smallest in Ohio, and you don't want to see it get any smaller. But one of the great things about a small community is we get to know each other very well. And I'm proud that come January 1st, I'll be able to sit next to you in this very important work. But you've got great people to look to for mentorship. President Hamercheck, Commissioner Tyler, it's been an honor to serve with you both. I have to say, to step up, to accept a role that you knew would be temporary. Many people would have taken the title, nodded their head, but Commissioner Tyler, you've worked harder than anyone to get to know every single employee in Lake County government and to do this job to the best of your ability. In 6 months, you built a legacy that many commissioners don't in 6 or 16 years. So I hope you understand the gratitude of your community extends well beyond Kirtland. All of Lake County thanks you for your service. But in talking about the staff, I'd be remiss if I didn't say to Commissioner Regovich that you are also very blessed to have Randy Roethlisberger, Suzanne Kazar, Kathy Russo, Jennifer Bell, Mike DeLeon, Dave Hackman, Jason Boyd, Mike Matus, and so many names that I don't have time to mention. This is a great team. You don't have to come in and shake things up. You have to learn from the best. Just as I continue to learn, as Mark Tyler took the time, as Commissioner and President Hamercheck always does, because we have a truly remarkable team here serving Lake County. And whether we were elected or appointed, and I've experienced both at this point, every single person on this team always puts their neighbor first. And I'm excited that I'll be serving with you because I know you share that philosophy, and I know you'll be excited as you see the incredible goodwill and good faith that everyone is going to bring to the table to make sure that you succeed, because from here on out, your success is all of Lake County's. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you, Commissioner.
And I didn't have to invoke the 5-minute rule, so we're good. Thank you, John. That's very kind of you. Anyone else wishing to address the board? Yes, ma'am. Welcome.
I'm Patty Fulop from the Lake Development Authority, 105 Main Street, Paynesville. And I just wanted to say congratulations, Rich. We're very much looking forward to working for you. And no, I'm not here to ask for anything for the airport today. I am here, though. I want to introduce you to a remarkable young man that's come across as an intern for me. He's from Perry High School. His name is Charlie Rockwell. Charlie, just... he's interning with me ending December 15th, and it's been a great experience. I'm just so glad to see such wonderful students being turned out from the Perry High School.
What was the last name? You were letting a little off my
Rockwell. Charlie Rockwell. He played football for the Perry team this year.
Got any family history, Rockwell, there?
A little bit.
A little bit.
Not.
Come on up to the microphone, young man. Oh my gosh, you're tall.
Yeah. Not much in this field, but we're around, and it's great to be here. Congratulations.
We used to have a Rockwell. Is that
Yes.
in the administration?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
At the middle school, high school, principal.
Yes. Okay. Excellent.
Thank you.
So, hey, you're doing your family proud. Well done. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Fulop.
Gentlemen, anything for the young? Thank you. Very good. Mr. Massey. And bless you.
Brian Massey, 8196 Rainbow Drive, speaking on behalf of Lobbyists for Citizens. I would like to also congratulate Mr. Rekovich for being elected. And I also like to echo the sentiments of, I guess I can call him still Commissioner Plechnik. All of my dealings with the Lake County officials and the various staff members of whether it's the auditor or the recorders or Board of Elections, we really do have a super team. So I want to make sure that everybody out there knows that there's a lot of people that are working very hard, and they believe in transparency. So I'm real big on transparency, as you well know. And for Mr. De Leon, I know I'm probably some of my requests are probably causing some concern, but the people are asking me to look into things, so that's what I'm doing for the people. So thank you and congratulate you again. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mason.
So you're going to have your introductory interview with him after this meeting, right?
Sure.
Okay. Okay. Anyone else from the public wishing to address the board? Anyone else at all? Okay. Moving on to our first agenda item. Madam Clerk.
In the Utilities Department, resolution approving plan specifications and estimates of cost in the amount of $1,364,451.70 for 2022 LFG System Construction Improvement Project Number 458L and advertising for bids for the same. Bid opening December 21st, 2022.
Move to approve.
Second?
Discussion. None being heard. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Tyler.
Yes.
Commissioner Regovich.
Yes.
Commissioner Hammercheck.
Yes.
Resolution certifying unpaid water and sewer sums and administrative charges to the Lake County Auditor.
Move to approve.
Second?
Discussion. None being heard. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Tyler.
Yes.
Commissioner Regovich.
Yes.
Commissioner Hammercheck.
Yes.
In the Commissioner's Office, resolution revising the Lake County Board of Commissioners regular meeting schedule.
Move to approve.
Second?
Discussion. None being heard. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Tyler.
Yes.
Commissioner Regovich.
Yes.
Commissioner Hammercheck.
Yes.
In the Finance Department, resolution approving payment of bills as listed on the Commissioner's Approval Journal in the amount of $2,623,812.59.
Move to approve.
Second?
Discussion. None being heard. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Tyler.
Yes.
Commissioner Regovich.
Yes.
Commissioner Hammercheck.
Yes.
Resolution approving purchase orders as listed on the Commissioner's Purchase Order Approval Journal in the amount of $1,201,558.14.
Move to approve.
Second?
Discussion. None being heard. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Tyler.
Yes.
Commissioner Regovich.
Yes.
Commissioner Hammercheck.
Yes.
Resolution increasing appropriations for various non-general fund accounts.
Move to approve.
Second?
Discussion. None being heard. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Tyler.
Yes.
Commissioner Regovich.
Yes.
Commissioner Hammercheck.
Yes.
Resolution transferring cash and appropriations within various general and non-general fund accounts.
Move to approve.
Second?
Discussion. None being heard. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Tyler.
Yes.
Commissioner Regovich,
Yes.
Commissioner Hammercheck.
Yes.
And special resolutions, resolution proclaiming December Be a Santa to a Senior Month in Lake County, Ohio.
Move to approve.
Second.
And discussion. Aaliyah, I believe you have something to add. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you. I just want to say a few words about the Be a Santa to a Senior program. This is actually the 4th year that we have hosted a tree at the Commissioner's office. I just want to thank everyone that has participated in the program by selecting an ornament off the tree and purchasing gifts. The program is managed by Home Instead here in Menor, and it works to ensure that isolated seniors receive gifts and companionship during this holiday season. So if you are interested in selecting an ornament, the tree's right outside the door. Ornaments need to be back by, or gift request purchases need to be back by December 8th. And I just want to introduce Nancy Brothers to say a couple words. She is from Home Instead, and she'll take it from here.
Thank you.
A little shorter, so. Good morning. Home Instead, for the past 19 years in Lake Injaga County, has been providing gifts to homebound seniors who otherwise might not ever see a gift at Christmas time. Many of them outlive their spouses. Many of them are isolated from family and friends. So this sometimes is the only gift that they will receive during the holiday season. Along with the Lake County Council on Aging, and thank you, Joey, for all your help and support, we get names or nominations of seniors that would benefit from this program. And with that information, we are able to create the ornaments that go on the trees at 3 different locations. Menor Civic Center, the Great Lakes Mall, and then out here at the Commissioner's office. And we thank Lake County for all the support. We are very privileged to deliver about 200 gifts every winter to them. And we're also sometimes learning for the first time that a senior needs something more than just a present. So we thank the Commissioner's office for this. Thank you very much.
Very good. Thank you. Okay, Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Tyler,
Yes.
Commissioner Regovich,
Yes.
Commissioner Hammercheck.
Yes, and Commissioner Regovich, I believe you have the document before you.
I do. So, a resolution proclaiming December as Be a Santa to a Senior Month in Lake County, Ohio. Whereas Be a Santa to a Senior is a national campaign sponsored by Home Instead Senior Care that partners with area retailers along with agencies to serve older adults, that is designed to bring cheer to lonely and needy seniors by providing gifts and companionship. This December marks the 19th year of this popular holiday campaign that has delivered more than 8,000 gifts to local senior citizens. And whereas to participate, holiday shoppers are invited to pick an ornament inscribed with the first name of the recipient from the Christmas tree located at the participating merchants and organizations in Lake County. Many of the seniors identified to receive gifts and companionship are on fixed incomes and request merely simple personal care supplies, and some may receive no other gift during the season. Holiday shoppers are encouraged to pick an ornament, buy the item listed on that ornament, return them unwrapped to the participating location with the ornament attached. Volunteers will collect and distribute the gifts in mid-December. The Be a Santa to a Senior program offers participants rewards of granting the humble wishes of these valued members of our community and making a positive impact on their lives. Now, therefore, the Board of County Commissioners in Lake County, Ohio proclaims December Be a Santa to a Senior Month and urges all citizens to share the joys and glad tidings of this holidays with many seniors who may not be surrounded by the comforts of home, family, and friends this year. The board commends all agencies, retailers, and volunteers for their generosity and dedication in spreading the spirit of the season to the cherished senior citizens of Lake County through this charitable program. Thank you.
Very good, and it's not official until it's presented. Every chance to go.
Thank you.
This is where I'm going to brag a little bit about Aaliyah. She does so much work behind the scenes. It is a little bit of a challenge to get her in front of the camera. Usually she's the one holding it or putting something together. So for that, I and we say thank you for all your efforts. It means a great deal, not only to us, but all the people that you serve. And it is a trust that we have placed in you, and you have not disappointed us. So for that, again, I say thank you. All right, and with that, moving on to our departmental reports. Utilities.
Thank you, Commissioner, and welcome Commissioner Regovich. To get used to saying Commissioner Regovich. Apologize in advance if I call you Mayor. But,
that's okay.
Look forward, we've worked together quite a bit on projects in Willowick, and look forward to working with you on projects throughout the county with some of the challenges that we face today with supply chain and inflation and that sort of thing. So we've got a lot of work to do, and look forward also to introducing you to our employees and taking you to some of our sites and showing off our facilities.
Thank you.
Very good. Thank you, sir. All right, Job and Family Services.
Thank you, Commissioner. On behalf of Job and Family Services, I wanted to extend a warm welcome to the new Commissioner Regovich. I really do look forward to working with you, and do hope that you have the opportunity to meet our staff at Job and Family Services. Welcome aboard.
Thank you. I'll take Commissioner Pleshnick's and try to stay out of everybody's way.
There you go. Did you want to talk a little bit more about the Sub-Zero mission, the press release, or any of that?
Oh, sure. Thank you. Last week, we did hold our Stuff the Bus event last Tuesday with the Sub-Zero mission. It was a very successful event. I was actually very surprised. The Sub-Zero mission staff said that the last 2 years when they have collected at Job and Family Services, it has been their biggest collections to date. So again, that is largely in part to the generosity of our staff, who bring in coats and boots and sleeping bags and tents. So thank you, Commissioner, for highlighting that event.
Very good. Thank you, ma'am. Okay, and moving on to County Administrator, Jason Boyd.
Good morning, Commissioners. Welcome to Commissioner Regovich. Really looking forward to working with you. Echo Randy's comments, worked with you in your capacity as a mayor and always had a great relationship, so welcome aboard, and we're ready to get moving. So I wanted to take a few minutes today to give an update, a detailed update on the Lake County Public Safety Programming Study that the Commissioners have authorized. So folks in the room, if you're not interested, you get ready. But I think this is, I've been giving brief updates the past 6 months of the status, and let me make sure we're live here. There we go. Technology works. This is a good opportunity. We've met our timeline. This is about a 6 to 7 month process. Just to give folks a little bit of background.
Hold on just a second. Summer, did you want to pan the camera so our viewing audience would be able to see that, unless you're displaying that on the video? So I know this is going to have some community interest. Thank you, ma'am. Jason, thank you for your understanding.
Thanks, Summer. Oddly enough, I think today's November the 29th, correct? So November the 29th, a year ago today, we hosted a voluntary meeting in this room with the commissioners, the sheriff, myself, and other key personnel, just to give a general background on the lay of the land and the current facility. Obviously, we'd had some previous studies completed, so we've been at this well over a year through a public RFQ process that began with initial interviews in late February. We went down to 2 firms, well-respected firms, in March. Had a couple interviews with commissioners, the sheriff's key staff, key county personnel, including buildings and grounds, telecommunications, county engineer Gills, myself, etc. Ultimately, via that competitive process, selected HOK, which was approved April 7th, 2022 via commissioner's resolution. Brief project background. I know we've heard a lot over the years about the jail, and the sheriff will join me in a few moments to discuss any outstanding items that I messed up. Right. The current bed opened in 1990 at a capacity of 353 inmates. During that time, 100 inmates in the Lake County system were brought over. Today, the current facility, for the most part, is full, and significant rehabilitation is needed. Mark and Paul are not here today, but the two gentlemen, in addition to the sheriff's management team who are responsible in keeping the building operational 365, 24/7, it is a full-time job. Average daily population in 18 and 19 was 385. That's a key number pre-COVID because, as I noted in the first bullet point, it's designed at 353 inmates. In 1990, the male versus female inmates has inverted or has changed tremendously. I think the sheriff brought over 10 females in 1990. Today, at any point in time, there could be 80 to 100 females in a facility, which presents significant challenges in the building. In 1990, 2/3 were misdemeanors. Today, 2/3 are felons. Once again, different level of security and challenges the sheriff, Captain Brooks, etc. are dealing with. Clearly inadequate medical facilities and operational challenges with those that exhibit mental health and or substance abuse in the jail. I think the number is approximately 70 to 75% of those folks in the jail are dealing with substance abuse, mental health, etc. Once again, the training, education, clinics are lacking in the current facility. That's not good. Bear with me.
Please stand by. We're experiencing technical difficulties. We'll resume our communications and it's in progress.
Hang in there. I think when I was hitting enter, I was hitting delete and deleting slides.
I was so going to refrain from making bad jokes.
There we go. Okay. Continuing on project background, since 2014 we've had 3 studies completed, a public safety facility in 14. We looked at the facade in 18, and we once again took another hard look in 2019 regarding the jail. In short, the jail requires millions of dollars in renovations, and the 19 study recommended a replacement of the jail. Literally, as we speak, the vast majority of the mechanicals, elevators, etc., are at the end of their life. Matter of fact, the buildings and ground superintendent let Mr. Matus and I know 2 weeks ago that we have a significant elevator repair, and if this doesn't work, that elevator is done. Would be a complete reconstruction of an elevator in the county jail, which is another challenge, moving inmates, moving food, etc. The roof needs replaced, removed. Every brick would need to come off due to leaking, poor design, construction, etc. There's lack of flexibility for space. As a matter of fact, the sheriff has one conference room about 1/8 of this size for all activities that goes on in his facility. I've noted these: inadequate space for substance abuse training, mental health counseling, the kitchen and laundry are substandard. And then a lot of the actions and activities that go on that a lot of folks don't talk about because we hear about the jail are the daily activities of the sheriff's administrative side of the office. General office, admin, adult probation is housed over there, SWAT, evidence storage, etc. is by today's standards is not sufficient to meet the operational needs of Sheriff Liam Bruno and his team. Where are we to date? As I said, in April, we entered a contract with HOK. We went through the steps in front of you to get to where we are. We had a kickoff meeting, multiple meetings. Kudos to Captain Brooks and her team. Really, they were the boots on the ground in the trenches, working through what's the existing conditions, what do they need, what's sustainable, and what will take us into the future. You know, that took us through some user group sessions, some key stakeholders, judges, mental health professionals, local hospitals were interviewed, and then we got into the programming. And I think it's important to note that this isn't a set of blueprints or plans, rather some Excel spreadsheets detailed of room by room, square footage, and some bubble mapping of adjacencies, where things need to go. Also looked at a site or two, and then ultimately got to what we're calling, or what the consultants call, a rough order of magnitude on what this investment would cost over the long term, and we will discuss that briefly. So just briefly, the results. The current facility is 353 beds. The sheriff received a waiver in about 2010 when needed to double bunk an additional 60 inmates. Pre-COVID, it would not be unusual for the sheriff to let the board know that there were over 400 inmates in the county jail. The programming results of the past 6 months have revealed, at this point, a need for a facility of 504 beds in the new proposed facility. The square footage of the facility is, once again, at this point in time, 204,000 square feet, which, give or take, is about the size of a super Walmart, just to give folks a sense of scale on what we're looking at. And the graph in front of us basically is a generic breakdown of some of the building envelope spaces in the jail. There are subsequent pages that detail all the line items in the program. But for example, we have probation, jail admin, general population housing, clinical mental health, warehousing, etc. And another important thing that a lot of folks don't talk about, I know the Commissioner Regovich from his mayor's days, our Sally Port and the ability to get local police officers in the jail or in the sheriff's office, unload their clients. They can be out of service in a local community for hours just based on the logistics of the current Sally Port. That's going to be a key design feature in a new facility. The proposed site is directly across the street from the current Lake County Sheriff's Office, which is at 104 East Erie. 125 East Erie is the address of the current structure where the Lake County Public Defender is located. For geographical reference, this is adjacent to the existing Lake County Juvenile Court, houses the former OSU Extension, and once again, the building where the Public Defender currently resides, along with some subsidiary offices. The structure, this particular building here is our recently constructed Lake County Buildings and Grounds and Telecommunications Facility. This is a schematic representation or feasibility analysis of the program set X. How big does it need to be? And then what they did was they mapped that from a blocking perspective. So what you're showing here, once again, is not architectural prints, rather the program on a geographic footprint. So what you see is approximately a three-story, 210,000 square foot building on Erie Street, with the rear portion abutting East Jackson Street. We have some positives with this site, including topography. We have about a 12-foot topographic change from East Erie to East Jackson, which will yield some positives. Construction standards, keeping the jail in the downtown area is a positive for the county court system with movement of inmates and so on. And you can also see in some of the gray areas some future parking that have been identified adjacent and or extremely close to the current facility. And it should be noted that the current facility today would be earmarked for future parking. I think the number will be about 125 parking spots across from the current jail. Some of the important parts on the schematic that you see are secured parking for sheriff's employees. Today, those individuals park in various spots throughout the county portfolio of parking lots, so a more secure county sheriff's office campus is extremely important as we move to the next potential stage, which would be schematic design. Commissioners, if you have any other questions, please stop me if you have anything you'd like me to add. So what the consultants have labeled, what is our rough order of magnitude of cost for a project of this scale? And there's five items that we are facing currently. The impact of the general market. Interest rates have increased. It probably will continue to increase. And Mr. Matus and I have talked extensively about what that does to potential pricing and needed investment, et cetera, on projects throughout the county. Supply chain issues. Somebody was talking about the supply chain today. We don't know what the raw material will be, but we have a pretty good understanding that we are going to face supply chain issues in a project of this scale should we move forward. Escalation, inflation issues speak for themselves. In 2019, I think Mr. Matus indicated an interest rate at that point in time was about 3.25%, 3.57. Today we're looking at rates north of 5%, probably on a conservative basis, and that's working with some of our guidance from bond counsel. Increased labor, that speaks for itself. We're seeing that in every discipline in county government, from job and family services, utilities, corrections officers, just trying to get folks in a competitive market to find qualified labor. That is going to be a challenge on a project of this scale, is to find, to the best extent possible, local qualified firms to build a quality project. And then the fifth issue impacting in rough order of magnitude is the value of time. What does the cost of time, what is the cost of time as far as do we move forward next year? I mean, HOK presented a number that delays in the construction industry on projects of this scale is $1 million per month. That is the value of time from consultants who have just finished projects throughout the Midwest, $1 million per month. This is a hard screen this is an all-in budget, proposed rough order of magnitude based on a 504-bed facility and Sheriff's Administration facility. If we were to build, and there's a low range and a high range built into this proposal, or to this rough order of magnitude, excuse me. One is, if it were to be built in 2022, clearly that's not going to happen, $150 million to $159 million. If the project were constructed in 2024, we have a low range of $161 million to $170 million, almost $171 million. It should be noted that this includes the demolition of the current jail. This includes a design contingency of about $10 million. $10 million. This also includes a project contingency of over $11 million, which is the right thing to do. Should we move forward, hopefully we do not have to dip into those contingencies, but as I learned from other construction projects in the county, those contingencies are there for unforeseen reasons, and I ask that we have an all-in inclusive budget. So we have building permits, administrative commissioning, testing, pre-construction fees, etc. And so I guess the key takeaway in this potential number, in addition to all the other general operating costs that the county is looking at and sustaining, is the $1 million per month potential escalation in projects of this scale. Commissioners, any questions so far?
No, sir. Thank you.
Next steps, is looking at a finance strategy, continuing strategic real estate acquisition. As the board knows, a few months ago, we acquired what I call the Chicago Title Building. We also acquired earlier this summer the Cannon Stern Aveni Building, both adjacent parcels. So we will continue to look at those possibilities where feasible. Check mark number 3 would be to enter into what is the next stage, which would be schematic design and design development, which is the detailed construction plans. Subsequent to check mark 3 would be begin the design build RFQ process, and essentially what that means is begin the procurement of the contract team, the builders who would help or who would construct the facility should we move forward. The ideal situation would be begin schematic design and design development somewhat in parallel to beginning the procurement process with getting the contractor on board, so that as the design is proceeding, we can bounce those ideas, strategies, construction methodologies, etc., off of the design build team to make sure that we're on a parallel path. I want to thank, and the sheriff, if you would like to come up and add any extra comments, I want to thank, number one, the commissioners for providing the avenue to get to this point. HOK did a really nice job on getting the information we needed in a timely manner. I really stepped to the side, and the sheriff's team spent hours upon hours working with HOK in every nook and cranny of the current facility to get us the program and where we sit today. So, Sheriff, I'll defer to you for future comments.
I've been involved in this process for 34 years that I've been at the Sheriff's Office, so I was in the building when it first opened. I don't think the question today is, do we need a new jail? The decision's been made. Based on 3 to 4 studies now that have been done on the building, this process really started, if you go back to 2010, when we identified a lot of problems in the construction, and studies that have been done to show the county's done its due diligence. We've had independent studies that have said it needs to be replaced. We have had numerous people look at other options, and there's a lot that goes into that. You know, should we do an addition to the jail? We looked at that. Just an addition to the jail, just to give you some idea, to add 15 more employees for a new addition is another $45 million over 30 years. Designing a jail that needs to meet the needs of Lake County today. Lake County's changed. When I first started in corrections, we were arresting people driving under suspension. Doesn't happen today. The types of offenders who are coming to jail are more serious today. Where we used to have the majority of our population was low-level offenders, today it's felons. 46% of the serious felony cases in Lake County come from people who live outside Lake County. What does that mean? That means that criminals are looking at Lake County as a prime target. And right now they realize that if they do crime in Lake County, the likelihood is they're going to jail, they're going to prison. And they're still coming here to commit crime. If we don't have the ability to house these individuals, if our prosecutor's office isn't working, if our courts aren't working, and those begin to break down, you will see crime rise in Lake County. We've seen it in other counties. When their jails have been shut down due to overcrowding, their crime rates have risen. People on probation would call and say, well, how many people are in jail today? Well, this many. Oh, then they're not coming looking for me. So I'm not only I'm going to violate my probation, but I'm going to continue to commit crime. This jail facility affects the safety and security of Lake County. Further, not everybody in our jail goes to prison. In fact, the majority of our population returns to the community. We're dealing with mentally ill individuals. We're dealing with substance abuse problems. We're dealing with domestic violence. If we don't have the ability, the spacing needed to address those needs, we're returning people back to the community, back to their families, worse than when they first came to us. We have to return people back to our society, back to our communities, better than when they first arrived. We need to have the ability to do that. We need, our whole complexity of how the jail operates has changed. We need to respond to the needs of our community, and I believe the county has done everything necessary to make sure this is the proper move, and I think it is the proper move to make today.
Well said, sir. While we have you at the mic, you'd made the comment, the decision has been made. The context of that is, it's a reality. We've done our due diligence. It's not that decisions and discussions have been taking place outside of meetings such as this. We've reached a point where no reasonable person would say it's good enough. We've had to endure countless meetings where our passing state standards of performance were being equated with the suitability of the facility. So I think if I'm hearing you correctly, what you're referencing is, and I just want to be abundantly clear to anyone looking at this in the future, we're talking about what a reasonable person would conclude given the facts set. Am I pretty close to the...
Absolutely. We've done everything reasonable, looked at every option. I believe this is the only option facing Lake County today. So to say we have no other options, I don't believe we do. And we've spent, certainly since the last study, or the first study in 2013, we can't spend any more time on this because, as Mr. Boyd pointed out, the cost of delaying is $1 million a month. And so at some point, we have to move forward on this.
Agreed, and this is just one of many demands on the general fund that we're going to have to take a serious look at. Very good. Gentlemen, anything else?
Yeah, the sheriff said no other options, actually no other viable options at this point.
Fair.
I just like to thank the work that you put in at this time. I know it's a process we need to go through with RFQs and all that kind of stuff, and the law dictates that, and you know, my experience has been the same way, and you know, we see it at the local level too, where we have they changed the how a jail has to be designed, and a lot of our police stations now, our jail facilities aren't adequate enough, and we have to look at that at a local level too. So I understand the need for this facility.
Thank you.
We did a lot of due diligence the last 6 months, and I'm glad we finally got to this point, Jason.
Yeah, and
time to go forward.
Yeah, I appreciate the opportunity to give an update on the program. I know I've briefly noted during my reports, but getting this information the past couple weeks, I felt it was a good opportunity to present to the commissioners this morning. So thank you.
Thank you.
Happy to answer any questions down the road.
All good. No, this has been several years, and as you pointed out, this last bit has been a year-long process just to get us to this day. So, yeah. All right. On that, let's see, Madam Clerk. Well, you try to say Madam Clerk, the room clears out here.
I just wanted to I wanted to congratulate Commissioner Bregovich. He's our 81st Commissioner of Lake County, so congratulations. And on behalf of the Commissioner's Office, I also wanted to extend a warm welcome, and we look forward to working with you. And I also wanted to mention that the revision to the meeting schedule is that we will be scheduling another meeting this week. It's going to be Thursday, December 1st at 10 a.m. here in Chambers. Thank you.
Very good.
Does that make Commissioner Pleshnik the 80th and 82nd?
Well, he's
79.
I'm 80.
Oh, okay. 79.
Yes.
Okay.
So does that mean he gets 2 pictures on the wall? This guy finds a way to get his picture everywhere. Oh, that's right. You're ubiquitous. Had to get that. Yes, sir.
Congratulations and welcome, Commissioner Regovich, and no other report, Commissioners.
Thank you.
Well, he was just on his starting blocks there. Thank you, legal. Thank you. Thank you, Madam Clerk. All right, old business. Do we have any old business coming before the board?
Yeah, Mr. President, if I could briefly just give a shout out once again to Lake County Board of Elections. Another stellar performance this year. They did an awesome job, top to bottom, start to finish. A lot of in-person voting this year. I was fortunate to sit in on the certification. In 22 years, that was the first time I got to sit in. New Commissioner Regovich and our legal counsel, Mike DeLeon, were there. And it was impressive to watch the Board of Elections perform that certification. I never seen it before. Every vote was accounted for. Incredibly high rate of approval of the ballots. Very few were rejected. A handful of different reasons, but they did a very thorough job with their explanations. And very fortunate that Lake County has such a tremendous team performing our elections.
Well said. A little bit of old business, just circling back to Sub-Zero Mission. I did ask them if they'd have an interest in coming out and giving a little bit more about who they are and what they are. Today actually was one of their first away missions. They're kind of laying some groundwork today, but in the future I think it'd be appropriate to have them come in. They're one of the best kept secrets here in Lake County, and they do a great deal of work here in the county, but they also do have the ability to reach out even to other states as needed. And they do have a wonderful facility. I had the opportunity to see it after their ribbon cutting. It's got a lot of potential, and it's, again, a true asset. And it's sad that we have these concerns, but this is the homeless situation is not just a Painesville, it is a Lake County issue, and throughout the state of Ohio. So we are fortunate to have an organization such as this. So if there's no other old business, we'll move on to new business. Any new business? Well, I'm going to take a swing at this one. Commissioner Regovich, welcome. You have worked hard, you have been diligent, you have served your community with fidelity, and that is something that I look to as a testament of character. I look forward to you serving here as a commissioner, and I look forward to serving with you. Commissioner Tyler continues to be a joy. He exceeds expectations at every turn, and you've got big shoes to fill. That's a testament, and I think you are worthy and well qualified. And with that, if there's anything you want to add, or if there's other new business?
Well, thank you. Thanks for the warm welcome today. And I really enjoyed my time as mayor. It was a little bit surreal yesterday for me to not be the mayor anymore. So I'm looking forward to my new role here as commissioner, and looking forward to a bright future for Lake County.
Very good. Thank you, sir.
If I could have one more comment too, it was brought up before. We do have incredible staff, Rich, and they will help onboard you very quickly. John and I are here to help you out as well. Enjoy the journey. It's fantastic.
Thank you.
There you go. And they will validate your parking too. Are we allowed legal? Are we allowed to do hazing? No? Okay. All right. On that note, any other new business? Hearing none, moving on to our second public comment portion. Do we have anyone wishing to address the board? Mr. Massey.
Again, Brian Massey, 8196 Rainbow Drive. I just want to confirm the numbers that I heard from Mr. Boyd. I heard a high-end number of $170 million, I believe, on the jail, $11 million contingency, but I didn't hear an estimated interest amount. You know, if we're paying at 5% on the $181 million, does that get us up to, $300 million cost for the jail?
Jason, I believe you have some notes to that effect.
Yeah, Mr. Massey's original numbers were correct. Plus, there's about $22 million in contingencies from design and a construction contingency, and then obviously at a 5%, and I think Mr. Matus already left. It gets us close to that number, but not there yet. Our hope is that it's not that much as far as not utilizing all that contingency. We also have some resources internally that we're going to put to it, but at 5.5%, it is a significant number in the 200s at this level.
Just one other comment as you decide how we're going to pay for this. I just hope that property taxes are off the table. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate your comments. All right. Anyone else wishing to address the board at this time? Anyone else? All right. Seeing none, I will entertain a motion to adjourn our meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Yes.
I'm sorry, Commissioner Tyler.
Yes.
Commissioner Regovich.
Yes.
Commissioner Hammerchild.
Yes. Thank you for joining us today. This meeting stands adjourned.